So, a lot of you have asked why I left Big Four, and I wanted to share my full story from how I got there to the reality of working at a Big Four and why I decided it was time to move on. So, I didn't start in accounting. My career actually began back in the day in nonprofit education. I had graduated with a sociology degree and had no clue what I wanted to do after school. So I was on Indeed, LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn wasn't a thing back then, but Monster.com, Indeed, any job site, applying from everything from retail to manufacturing jobs to literally anything and everything I could think of. That didn't get me too far. I had some valuable experiences in nonprofit education working in various schools, but pay wasn't great, work-life balance was bad. I ultimately joined the Army. I was an infantryman for one active duty contract. I was stationed at Fort Bliss in El Paso. Also decided that wasn't going to be a career for me. I'm glad I did it. It was taught me discipline, taught me work ethic, time management, etc. I knew I wanted to get out and use my education benefits, so I went back to school. I decided to take business originally, and I thought, hey, that'll set me up for something good. I took Accounting 101, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. I had a great professor. We had a lot of conversations. He basically talked me into doing accounting as a major. So I majored in accounting, and from there, in my senior year, my school had a great internship program, and it basically funnels people right into either a Big Four or a private smaller company job, or a smaller public firm, I should say. So I applied to all the Big Fours. I applied to smaller regional public firms. I actually only got an offer at KPMG. I didn't get an offer from anyone else. I had interviews, etc. So I was still sort of torn between going Big Four or going to a smaller public firm. I had some professors talk me into going Big Four. They said it'll look great on a resume. It'll show you have work ethic because you'll battle through busy seasons. And they basically talked me into starting a Big Four and then transferring out if you don't like it. And it ended up working out for me. I mean, I think it was a good idea to do public first. You sort of get in the trenches, get your feet wet with everyone else, and then if it's not for you, move on. So I joined KPMG State and Local Tax, and love my coworkers, love everything about them. No complaints there, but after almost 5 years, I've decided, some of the pain points aren't worth it. So the long hours during busy season, the fluctuations of being really busy to not busy at all, to everything in between. I want more of a steady work pace. And another pain point that I think often gets overlooked in a Big Four, in my experience, there's a disconnect between staff and partners. There's no real connection that's made, at least in my business unit. I don't feel like I have any strong connections with any of the partners or any of the leadership for that matter. So that's another reason why I'm leaving. I'm looking forward to going to a much, 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 much smaller firm where I get to work one-on-one with the partners and build those connections. I value connections. I value the people I work with. I value the networking. I like the challenge, and that's not something I got at KPMG. So I don't think there's one dramatic moment that was like, hey, you should start applying other places, because again, I love everyone I work with. I love the teams. I love the connections I have made. That actually was the hardest reason to leave, was leaving the people, the work. I just didn't have the drive or passion to do state and local taxes anymore. I think once you lose that passion and once you lose that drive, it's time to move on. That's honestly anything in life. If you're taking the CPA exam or you're doing anything in life and you just don't have that grit to just wake up and crush it, then maybe it's not for you, So I'm moving on to a role that's going to offer me more diversity, more versatility in the accounting world. I'm going to be basically learning how to run a business and not doing taxes. So that's the main reason I'm excited. So just kind of wanted to expand a little more on what drove me to leave public accounting. And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it's person dependent. Talk to your family. You know, if you have a spouse, if you have kids, make the decision with them, include them in the decision, because when you go through a Big Four busy season, your entire household goes through a busy season. So I talked to my spouse. She was on board with it. She actually was pushing me more than I probably was pushing myself to leave. So, but again, don't feel isolated if you're having the thoughts of I want to get out or I want to leave. And likewise, if you're like, I love it here, I don't ever want to leave, you shouldn't ever feel ashamed, you know? Just don't get complacent, try to learn as much as you can and have that passion and fire for the job. So that's my story. That's why I'm leaving Big Four. That's why I'm leaving KPMG. So if you like this video, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. And let me know down in the comments if you're an incoming intern, if you're an associate, if you're any position in a Big Four, what makes you stay, or if you've left, what's made you leave? Anything similar to my experience? I love hearing from everyone, and let's all be transparent. You know, I'm so sick of how people are secretive about everything and nobody's transparent. Like, I'm an open book. I'll answer your comments. I'll reply. And yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.